Welcome back to the Weekend Primetime and our live coverage of the No Kings protests. You're looking at live pictures out of Los Angeles, where one of the major rallies is taking place right now, with thousands taking to the streets to protest President Trump's agenda. And moments ago, according to the New York Hands Off organizer, we learned that at least 350,000 people attended the rallies here in New York. We're going to bring in MS Now correspondent Jacob Soboroff in Los Angeles. Jacob, tell us, how's it going over there?
Antonia, I was watching you all day in New York. I was watching Maya in Chicago. I was watching Rosa in Austin and Laura in Minneapolis. I mean, all over the country, the scenes look exactly like they do in Los Angeles. This is the third time I've done this in LA. I did it in June, on June 14th, after the ICE raid started on June 6th. I did it October 18th here. And now here we are again, March 28th, an incredible day where we're waiting to see if the numbers will be as historic as they have been time after time here, and I continue to just meet guys. Come over here. Come here, come on, come here. I'm watching these people from behind the camera. What's your name? Come over here. Stand right next to me.
I work for the federal government.
Oh well, then stand this way, or whatever. She gave up the info. You don't have to tell me your name. What are you doing out here? I love your sign. It says, "This is the only throne Trump is fit for." On the other side, it says, "This Latina abuela veteran, right on, will never bow to a king." You don't have to tell me your name, but tell me what it's like to be out here.
It's like being in a safe place. It's being with family.
Have you ever done this before?
Many times. And this sign is like falling apart because it's like the third time I brought it out. So
you're not really a grandma, are you?
It's evergreen. I am a grandma. I'm an abuela.
Dang, that is amazing. You are incredible. It's incredible to be out here with you. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Right,
nice to meet you. Sorry to pull you in there like that. Guys, let's go for a little bit of a walk. I want to show you what's happening here. This is Los Angeles City Hall, the iconic Los Angeles City Hall, where over the course of the last year, there have been protests that have gathered here time after time after time. And let's see how close we can get, because I want to show you what's happening up on the stage right now. The signs always tell the story. Democracy, I love you. Democracy, I love you. Tell me about your sign. Tell me about who you are.
Well, I love democracy. I don't love what's happening with this country right now. All our constitutional rights are being trampled on. Laws are totally being disregarded. The courts are being disregarded. We have three branches of government equal in power to check each other, and there's none of that right now, and that's so disgusting.
And I hear that over and over again. It feels like authoritarianism. It feels like there are no checks and balances in this country. What's your name?
Eve.
Eve? Really nice to meet you. I'm Jacob.
Really nice to meet you.
Have a good time. Be safe out here today.
All right, thank you.
Guys, let's take another little walk. Let's see who else we can find over here. On the steps of City Hall, there have been, in my lifetime as a citizen of this great city, the City of Angels, the second largest city, the most populous county in America, countless protests. 1 million people came out 20 years ago for a march in support of comprehensive immigration reform. And over the years that I have been on the streets, both as a reporter and as a civilian, to see the power of Los Angeles. Remember, this is where it all started, you guys. Those raids kicked off in the Fashion District, just a couple of blocks away from here. Those Marines and those National Guard troops were stationed in between the ICE officials inside the building, 1 block over, and all of those protesters who came out here to push back. Nobody has stopped over the course of the last year pushing back on this, not only the attempt to institute the largest mass deportation campaign in American history, but everything that the Trump administration is doing. You'll hear it time after time. Let's keep going just a little bit, because I know, guys, you got a show to do, but it's too important not to hear from people out on the streets. Is this your first protest?
I'm not trying to.
Hey, that's okay. Let's go right up to the front, guys. We see the SEIU, Service Employees International Union. David Huerta, one of the leaders of that movement, famously was taken to the ground in the early protests here, and they continue to show up. SEIU, can I say hi? Okay, you're SEIU? You guys come out. I mean, I have seen you at every protest time after time after time. What keeps bringing you out?
Well, we're trying to fight for a better life for our members. They take care of the neediest in our community, and we want to make sure they have a country they deserve. So that's why we're here. So we'll
taking a little breather on the floor?
A little bit, just for a second.
It's hot out there. What's your name?
Farah Abdullahi.
It's really nice to meet you. I'm Jacob. Thanks so much. Guys,
Jacob, what are you hearing?
This march hasn't even started.
Jacob, what are you hearing from participants about what's motivating them specifically today? Has it changed at all now that we are at war with Iran? Are you hearing much mentions of the war as a motivating factor?
I'm hearing about all of it. And I think that with the midterm elections approaching, people realize and understand. In our 4 o'clock hour, I talked to Ezra Levin live from Minneapolis, that it's not just enough. He said it, people out here are saying it, to come out and protest, even in record numbers, even in the biggest numbers that we have ever seen. There has to be a mobilization in the eyes of the protesters, in the eyes of the organizers, to move from theory to practice, as it were, to get people out and to actually show up, not just at the polls on election day, but to make this administration understand that this will not stand. And I think that in L.A., the immigration raids were the catalyst to get people out originally. But as time went on, whether it was the tariffs here in L.A., which workers felt on an extraordinary level, you have an Iranian community here in Los Angeles that has both spoken out for and against, depending on who they are and where they come from. But I think everything is on the table for people out here. They are certainly united in one thing. They don't want Donald Trump to be the president of the United States. They do not want the Republicans to control Congress, and they want to take back power in Washington, D.C. and all throughout the country.
Jacob, you mentioned earlier that these protests, or at least the public activity, began in L.A. in response to some deployment of troops to L.A., or to National Guard members to L.A., I believe. This week, Trump has floated the idea of sending federalized troops to L.A. to deal with crime, as he argues needs to be done. Have you spoken to protesters about how they would react to that?
It's a tale as old as time that Trump says he's going to bring people out into the streets, federal law enforcement, to take control of cities. It was what he said at the beginning of the ICE raids here in L.A., that he needed to send in those federal troops, that he needed to send in the Marines. I will never forget standing with a Marine named Ross on the steps of the federal building a block away, who told me, looking at his fellow Marine brothers and sisters standing there in their combat-type attire, because Donald Trump had said that this was a lawless, unruly city, made his blood boil. And I'm paraphrasing, but that was the sentiment. And let me tell you something. This is a peaceful protest, period, full stop. In October, it was a peaceful protest, period, full stop. Same thing in June. Donald Trump can say whatever he wants about what's happening on the streets of L.A., but in terms of a big city, relative to the crime rate here, this is a safe city. Are there pockets where there's unrest? Are there pockets where protests turn violent at times? Yeah, sure thing. They do here and all across the country. But that's why local leaders say, and people who are protesters say, even if they've had adversarial relationships with law enforcement on the ground here. And look, I can tell you the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department approached on us in those June protests here in an aggressive manner. The idea of federal law enforcement coming in and doing what they did in MacArthur Park over the summer and basically staging a show of force with Greg Bavino walking around in a military-style costume is not what people in Los Angeles want, not what local leaders say they need, and not what local law enforcement says they need either.
Jacob Soboroff, thank you so much. We'll be checking in with you later in the show.